Hello people of the internet, welcome back to Tease Money. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I know I am because it is my favorite video of the week, Saturday Savings. Y'all, I love filming this so much because I get to play in my binders, and today we have a pretty decent sized haul to play with. So let's just do a quick money count before we jump in.
Money is coming to me. Money is coming to me. Money keeps coming to me. Money is coming to me.
So I have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is $66. So as y'all saw, I do have $66, but that doesn't all go towards game times because before we get to playing, we have our weeklies, and the main weekly that we have to fill in every week is 2025 Fridays. Money put into this challenge must come from side hustles. And so this week, all of my money came from one source, working a banquet at my job. My tip out that night was about $380, which was really great and right on time, honestly, because I have my trips coming up, as y'all know, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to make up the money that I owe on those trips, but perfect timing. So I decided to take $40 out to play with, so that'll be my biggest game time yet, as well as of course my 25, which this is, y'all, this isn't wrong. Oh my goodness, because I filmed this on a Saturday and not Friday, I did this wrong. So I set aside $26 in this play money to go towards this, but this only needs $25 because yesterday was Friday, not today, and I was thinking about today because this is when I film it. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and cross that out, and this is the last Friday in April, which is actually wild, but that means I have an extra dollar to play with for the rest of the time. And I'm just going to stick this money in. I won't do another count until the end of this quarter. These are my placeholders, by the way. If you want me to release these placeholders, I think they'll be free. Or if I'm sending out anything, they'll be freebies. But if you are interested in these placeholders, let me know. I have the files on my computer. I just haven't put them up on my Ko-fi, but if it's something y'all would be interested in, just let me know. I'm definitely down to release them. The next weekly we have is Proud Penny Pincher. Let's see how many pennies I have to give this week. I don't think it's that many. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I have 17 pennies today, and those will go in my jar. We're almost there. I hope that this jar fits like all of the pennies. I probably will need another one, but this works for now. So that was 17 pennies. So let's be sure to mark it off. My last weekly is this Getting to Know Us challenge that was made by Amy by Nature as a part of one of her Road to 500 collabs. I really like this because I'm also on my road to 500, but also it's just a good way for y'all to get to know me a little bit better, and I think it's just such a good design. So for this, I need 2 D6s, so I'm going to use one that's white and one that's green, and that way when I roll, the green will be the vertical and then the white will be the horizontal. So let's just roll and see what we get. We got a 6 and a 2, so 6 is red and 2 is blue, and the question is, what's your favorite ice cream? And I'm a bit of a plain gal, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I really love vanilla, but if not vanilla, I really like caramelly, like cookie type ice creams. I don't like chocolate ice cream at all. Y'all, I hate these crazy art markers because they peel a little bit when I color. So I'm trying to find one of, every one that I pick up is a crazy art. Okay, I've been trying to find the Crayola Super Tips. But basically, I literally lost my train of thought. But yeah, I really enjoy like caramelly ice cream. I would say either cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, vanilla, or some type of caramel like mix in. Those are my favorites. And so that was 6 and 2, so that means I owe 8 to this challenge. I'm not gonna lie, this challenge like demands a lot out of you. It's still cute, I'm gonna keep doing it, but every time I've rolled, it's been a big number, which, I mean, we're saving more. Okay, and this is my last weekly, but I think I kind of need to amend that name, because the idea of the weeklies is that I would go through these and then I would roll to see which challenge I go to afterwards. But I think what I'm going to start doing instead is I'm going to go through all of the challenges. I'm going to play them all once, and then if I have any leftover money, I'll roll to see where I'll go after that. Because I've been like, last video when I was rolling, I was kind of ignoring the rolls. I don't think I had too many duplicates to begin with, but I was just like, I want to play every single challenge in here, so doing it that way doesn't really make sense if I'm trying to like finesse the dice to go to what I haven't done already. So I think that's the best way. So I just play through once, and then if I have any leftover money, I'll double back, and that's where I'll roll. And then that way I get to play all of my games, but also there is some variety in there. So moving forward, that's what the format is going to be. But let's just start with chip away. Okay, so chip away was created by Mystic Budgets. It costs $2.25 if I'm not mistaken on her Etsy, and it's a fun little game. So you need 4 D6s to play chip away, as well as 20 like little chips. I got mine from Dollar Tree. It was a big pack of like 50 of them for $1.25. And so you start by just rolling the 4 dice, and everywhere that a dice lands, you cover that. So I'm gonna speed y'all through until I get to the next step. Okay, and now that I have a 6 and there's no more 6s on the board, I have to re-roll this 1 dice. It landed on 2, and there is a 2, so I'll cover it up. But if I roll it again and there were no 2s, I would have lost that chip. But then I have 4 more chips, so I have 1 more roll. Let me give it a good shake. I'm gonna throw that one in there. Okay. So the last ones, I have 2 2s, which there are no more 2s on the board. Oh, 3 2s actually, and a 4. So I'll cover the 4, take that dice out. I'm going to roll these 3 again. Okay, I got a 6 and 2 more 2s, which none of those are on the board. So I actually lose 3 chips today, which is the most I've lost. And so from here, you add up all of the numbers that remain uncovered. 4 plus, that equals $20. And the traditional way you would put $20 into this challenge, I do it the low income way. So I add the 2 digits in that number. So today I'm only going to be putting $2 in, which is the lowest amount I've put in. Y'all, I keep picking up these crazy art markers. It's so annoying. I actually think I'm going to take them out of this basket, because every time I pick them up, it makes me mad. And that is chip away in a nutshell. Usually I put a little more money towards it, but let's actually count. So I played it 3 times. I started this when I started the binder. So this is my 3rd week of this binder. So I played it 3 times. So over 3 weeks, I have saved 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not bad. Okay, the next thing we have is the Karami box, which actually lives in another binder. So I'm going to put this to the side again. And here is my Karami box binder. I actually got this little keychain from Five Below to add in here. I love like the binders that are very nicely decorated. As y'all can see, that is not my binder, but I've been trying to add more decor. I think it's so funny because these look exactly the same, like it's the same size. So I think that's a little funny looking, but I'm trying to like adorn my binders a little bit more. But for Karami box, I actually changed the box that I keep my slips in. It's now in this, which I got from Five Below a while ago. It's a playing card set, Powerpuff Girls playing card set, and it just had a nice tin to go with it. But alright, so for Karami, I just kind of close my eyes and pick out a random one. I don't necessarily get the one on top, because to be honest, I can kind of see through them a little bit. Okay, so this one says play a mini game, which I don't think I've played any of the mini games in here yet. So let's go all the way to the back. So I can do this first one, which is choose amount or roll and save, or roll 2 dice and make a domino match. Save the sum of the dice. I think I'm gonna do a roll and save for this. And so for this one, I'll roll a d6. And let's see what we get. Y'all, it always bounces out. Okay, I only got a 2. So low-key, I think I'm gonna pull one more card. So I'm gonna be sure to mark it here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull one more card. I put my used cards at the back here. Another $2. Okay. And so for these, when you pull an icon, you just have to find the section that icon is at. And this little witchy hat is in section 6. And I haven't played anything in this section yet. So that's exciting. And so this is going to get $2. And you can either cross it off, but to keep mine looking nice and cutesy, instead of crossing it out, I put one of these stickers on there. I used the purple or the pink ones. And I got these stickers from Dollar Tree like a long time ago for my scrapbook. And I just think they're a nice, cheap, cute touch to keep your box challenges looking cute. But I'm going to put this one in the back. And because I want to play through all of my challenges, that's going to be the last one I roll unless that's going to be the last one I pull unless I roll Karami box again once I'm done. So putting this to the side, we're going to 3, which is Big Bad Savings, which is a nice board game collab, which was designed by Doodle Dollars. Y'all, this is my coffee of the day. And I was playing with my little Animal Crossing character, but I'm not gonna lie, I did lose him. So I'm gonna just use this random T-Rex from a Monopoly set. This is where I ended off last time. So I'm just gonna roll a d6 to see where I'm going. And because we're on a farm, I'm gonna use my nice green d6. And it landed on 5. And I'm blacking the board, so once I'm done, I'm just gonna start from the top until every single space has been crossed off. And now that I'm doubling back, instead of counting the marked spaces as 1, I'm just gonna skip those. So I hope that makes sense, but I rolled 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 because I'm skipping that. And then 5, which is just save $1. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll one more time. And I roll the 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cross this off. And then for this, when you land on a wolf, you have to roll 2 dice, 1 for the wolf, 1 for the pig. The bigger number wins. If the pig wins, save that number. If the wolf wins, follow the instructions on the wolf icon for a roll and save. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this off. And the instruction on here is to add 2 to whatever I would land on. So my wolf icon, I'm going to keep that green die. Actually, I'm going to get a smaller green die. I have a green die and a white die. My white represents my wolf. My green represents my pig. And it's a tie. So I'm going to roll it one more time. Okay, so white landed on 3. Pig was 5. And so I'm going to save the pig, which is 5. But honestly, because the wolf's direction was +2, I would have saved 5 either way. So that is a good place to stop for this challenge for now. The reason I was dating it is so I would know where to start next time. But I realized I can also just put a flag marker on there. So today I didn't even need to date them. But That was just what I was used to doing. I just was scared that this will pull the ink off, but so I'm gonna like make it a little less sticky by putting it on my finger. But that way, I know where to start next time. I don't know. I haven't been doing a count up until this point, but let's just do one. I see a 5 back there. Then a lot of ones. Some of these ones are a little janky looking. Okay, I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. That's like pretty much what all of the folders have at this point, which is like, I'm not mad at it. It's only been 3 weeks. Okay, number 4 is the scratch off challenge. So let's see what we're gonna get for this one. I have a quarter set to the side. Where should we go? I am feeling this because it's cut off. I want to go ahead and do this one, and that is $5. Okay. Okay, so $5 going into my scratch off savings. I'm out of 5s officially, but I see there's another 5 in here. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna give it a 10 and take this 5 back out. All right, number 5 is the Flower Garden collab, which this, I pulled my 8 favorite minis from this collab. And so what I do is roll a D8. I think I'm gonna make the executive decision that I'm gonna roll 2 times today, but wherever I roll, this is not a D8. Here is my D8, but whatever it lands on is the one I'll go to. So it landed on 7, which I don't think I've done. I've actually not done any of them on this page. And this is number 7 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 is also a roll and save. And so for these roll and saves, I like to only roll a D4, which is this little guy right here, actually. And it landed on $4. Of course it did. Ah! No, it's okay. So we're gonna add $4 into that spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then I'm gonna do a D8 again. And it landed on 2, which is this one, which is also a roll and save. And so I'm gonna roll my D4 one more time. And it landed on 3. So this one will be in $3, which I don't have 3. So I do need to make change for myself. Let's see. And then I'm taking 3 out to stuff. Okay, so there's still 1, 2, 3, and 4 that we haven't started in here. And honestly, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the executive 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna make the executive decision to set some of these because a lot of them are roll and saves. So this one has preset numbers. This one I'm gonna keep as a roll and save. This one I'll keep as a roll and save. This one, however, I'm gonna fill in the numbers that I want on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this 6, because there's 6 spots, and last time I filled in 6. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is what that will be. And because I already filled in the 6, I'll just go ahead and put a star over it. And that's how I'll keep track of that. And then for this one, each of the colorings, maybe I'll make each little icon worth $2. I'm gonna set each one of these to a single dollar. This will be the same deal as the other one. Once I complete it, I can either color it in or use a sticker on it. This one will stay as a roll and save. And then finally this one, I think that means there's 3 roll and saves in here. So I think I'll make this one set towards specific denominations as well. And I'll do a mix. I'll just go from 1 to 3. And I'll either color it in or mark it with a sticker. And so I think by doing that and not letting all of them be roll and saves, I can move through these challenges a little bit faster, because I know that this collab, like, on YouTube ends in July. Y'all, I stopped recording. I pray that it didn't miss anything. I have no idea when this stopped recording. Oh my goodness, that makes me kind of nervous. But what I was saying is that for the last 3 times I stuffed this, I put in $3 because each letter is worth $1. So I'm gonna do the same thing today as well. Y'all, that makes me so nervous. I don't know when it stopped recording. Hopefully it didn't miss anything. And then that just leaves 3 letters. So the 3 was actually perfect, because next time I'll just have 3 more letters to fill in and we'll be done with that challenge, which is wild. Alright. And so that is it for all of the challenges I need to go through. I still have $6 left. So what I'll do is I'll roll a D6 and it'll tell me where to go. That'll probably be the last challenge that I have money to play today, but we'll see. Okay, it landed on 3, which is Big Bad Savings, which I love playing this, so not mad at that at all. This is where I'm ending off or starting off at. So we have, let's roll a D6 again. I like to use my big one. Went 2, so 1, 2, which is save $2, which I'm going to put a 5 in and see if I have $3 to get back and change. Which I don't think I do, because I just made change for myself. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll roll one more time. So I owe $2. So let's go ahead and mark that off. And then I'll roll one more time. 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is save $1, and I do have $2 in change to give myself, so I'll stop right there. Let me put my flag back right here. So I'm gonna put my 5 in and pull $2 out, because it was $3 total that I owe. And so let's go to one last challenge. I'm curious to see where we will land. $3, which is Big Bag Savings again. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna re-roll. 6, which is Eileen's, which, like I said, I'm gonna do 3 more. So I'm actually just gonna finish off Eileen. So that is exciting. I finished my first challenge in this binder. So I'm gonna grab a paper clip and paper clip this. But I also need to figure out what this is gonna be allocated towards. And also, let me grab my other binder. This should be $12. Let's count it and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna write 12 on here. Let's paper clip this. Y'all, I didn't think I was gonna finish a challenge. I am working on my Ring the Bell challenge. Let me grab that binder so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So in my long-term savings binder, I have this Ring the Bell challenge, which, as you can see, it doesn't have a dashboard on it. and where I keep my completed challenges until the end of the month. So I'm gonna throw this in here. Actually, before I do that, usually if I have any leftover money, I would put it in here for my dollar for the ring the bell. But because I don't have any leftovers, I'm actually gonna take my IOU card and make myself an IOU. Or no, I'm not gonna do that. I forgot last time when I was filming my mini Mondays, I said if I didn't have leftover money from that challenge, I would go into my shopping fund for the week and take $1 out of there, which I do have $1 in here. And only if this was empty is where I would put the IOU in. But because I have some money in here, I'm going to take it out of shopping, put it in the ring the bell, which, like I said, I'm trying to design that now. I know there are some out there, but I do like designing my own challenges and putting my own spin on them. So hopefully next time I film, this will have something here. But I can put this in here, but before I do that, I need to see what this is going to be allocated towards. And my thought is just to have the same rules as Mini Monday. So I'm actually going to go into this binder and grab this sticky note. And so I think I'm going to amend this just a little bit, because I'm going to talk about this more next week when I post my budget, my paycheck with me. But I did have a car expense. There was one day I was at work, I got in my car and it simply would not start. It turned out to be the starter, but I had to get it towed, and the shop that I took it to, which obviously I told it to that shop, I'm just going to let them go ahead and fix it. They did charge me close to $500 to do the starter maintenance, and that included the inspection, the part. It was a brand new starter. They charged me $260 for the part, which I know is insane. And then like $200 for labor, which that's fine, but the cost of the starter that they charged me is insane, because I know starters are only like $100, but it needed to be done. My car literally would not work otherwise, and I didn't know what was going on with it. So that being said, I did wipe out everything that was in my car sinking fund as well as my emergency fund, because I didn't have enough in my car. And so I want to amend this a little bit, because at first I would only put money to my emergency fund from my paycheck, but I'm gonna add emergency fund in the mix here. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a quick pause, make a new cheat sheet for myself with my new allocations and dice amounts, and then I'll get back to you. Here's my new cheat sheet. Basically, I'm going to start off by rolling a d12. If it lands on 5 or less, that means it'll be allocated towards a sinking fund, and I need to roll a d6. These are the 6 categories on that d6 that I'll be putting towards. If it lands on a 6 or a 7, it'll be going towards emergency fund. And if it lands on an 8 or more, then it will be allocated towards extra debt. And so let's grab my D12. Here's a D12 and a D6. Let's start by rolling the D12. Y'all, I can't with the bouncing. Okay, it landed on 12, which means this will be allocated towards extra debt. I'm just going to write that on the back. And so let me throw this in my completed challenges binder. Alright, what I will do is, as I finish challenges, I'll do that process again so y'all can see what it will be allocated towards. But there are some sections that are going to be allocated towards the same thing every time. Karami Box is always going to be allocated towards my Japan trip fund, or this section, so section 2, which will always be a box challenge, is always going to be allocated towards my Japan trip fund. I think that might be the only constant, honestly. And the rest can get rolled for. I think that's a good plan. So yeah. But that that is it for my Saturday savings. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Can I get some of these in the chat? I'll put the little emoji on the screen, but can I get some of these in the chat for my first completed challenge in this binder? Come back on Monday to see my mini Mondays. I think my ring the bell challenge is going to be completed by then, and also I have a 50 subscriber Ko-fi freebie that'll also be released by then. But definitely come back on Monday so you can check both of those things out. But I will see y'all next time. Bye.